Hello Libra, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your forecast for July 2022, Sun, Moon and Rising in the beautiful sign of Libra. Keeping it nice and simple today, we will do a Celtic cross and I'll be cutting the deck. We'll take a couple of seconds just to tune into the energy, so if you'd like to take a nice breath in and exhale. All right, Libra, let us see what July has got in store for you. We're using the Fountain Tarot. I have pre-shuffled the deck, but we'll just do another couple of shuffles. Current energy, the High Priestess, very nice. Crossing you, King of Wands. Conscious thoughts, King of Coins. Subconscious thoughts, Nine of Wands. Your past, Ace of Wands. Future, Nine of Coins, very nice, Libra. Your attitude, Judgment. Ace of Swords is your environment. Really good to be that in that energy. I mean, that is your energy there. Okay. Hopes and Fears, Nine of Cups, very nice. And the outcome, Eight of Cups. Ooh, interesting, interesting. Okay. So, I mean, so far it's looking pretty positive. You're in a very strong position here with the High Priestess, so you're kind of really wanting to work with that intuition, kind of secrets being revealed, kind of really seeing beyond the veil. And yet we've got this King of Wands which is crossing you, so it's kind of there's someone in your sphere, and it could be a boss at work, it could be a significant other, but there's someone in your sphere that is kind of so busy around you and so enigmatic that it's kind of causing a bit of a distraction from taking in things in a very sort of ethereal way, to kind of just go with the flow a bit more. It feels to me that this King of Wands is a little bit disruptive. It's a bit kind of breaking your flow a little bit. We will be clarifying, don't worry. Your conscious thoughts at the moment is this King of Coins. So that would be a person in your life. It could also refer to you in terms of trying to think ahead about where you see your sense of long-term security, where you feel kind of grounded and got a strong foot in terms of where you see your money coming in, your work, your business, that sort of thing. So it could be the energy that you are trying to embrace, trying to think for the future. How do I get my teeth stuck into something? How can I get my feet on the ground, things rooted in the earth? It could also be someone that's on your mind, so it could relate to someone who is perhaps a business owner, perhaps even a type of father figure, even someone who is very, can perhaps sometimes be a little bit stubborn, but very set in their ways and very kind of traditional in the sense of working hard to create a sense of almost predictable flow of knowing where you stand. He's got all his ducks in a row, basically, in terms of how he manages his money and how he manages his time and his family as well. So we will be clarifying to see what happens there, but it's very interesting because you're subconsciously, you've got this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands talks a little bit about a wounded warrior, talks about kind of reaching that feels like you've been sort of just stepping up, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it just feels like it's been a bit of an uphill battle. But you are coming close to the end of the road with regards to this. You are reaching the ending of it, but it feels a bit tiresome. Now, it could be related to this King of Wands. We will clarify. In the past, we had this very exciting Ace of Wands. So a new beginning, perhaps it's a new project, a new job opportunity, a new excitement, something that really kind of moved that solar plexus energy. And that's in your past energy, but it could be that perhaps it's causing all of this disruption in the middle, and actually you want to go solo, because the Nine of Wands in your future position talks about kind of being independent in the sense of money, in the sense of taking leadership. And she has the foresight. She's got the falcon on her hand there, and she knows exactly where her wheat is coming from. I don't know why I'm saying the word wheat. Wheat is over there. Okay. Oh wow, and her dress looks almost like a wheat, like a wheat grass. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. It's almost like you feel like, I'm kind of feeling that you might be walking away from this energy over here, even though you're excited, and you're going to take your own direction with it. Something that you can be a bit more kind of independent with, a bit more, have more of a role in what you do, have a bit more freedom, basically, not have to answer perhaps to this King of Wands. Okay, now your attitude towards everything is a Judgment card. Now the Judgment talks about that final judgment call. Basically, it's a calling card. So sometimes this is a situation where we need to make a judgment call on something particular, and it could be, do I stay in this energy with a boss figure, or do I go and venture off on my own? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a boss figure. This could be a romantic partner, and it's someone who would be, as a romantic partner, the King of Wands, remember it's non-gender specific, be someone who is really kind of a go-getter, very charismatic, very sexy, very attractive, very kind of burn brightly, but sometimes a little bit too fast. He's all about the energy, very, very charming. But at the same time, the King of Coins would look after you long term, if we're thinking about those sorts of energies. So it could relate to a partnership, but because of these ones, I feel like you might be thinking about whether it's a partnership or a boss figure. I'm for some reason also brother, maybe. It feels like you're thinking about going off in your own direction, taking this Ace of Wands and making it yours, molding it yours. And that's a judgment call that you are trying to figure out. Now, sometimes the judgment call can also talk about resurrection, birthing something new out of it. Okay, so there is the opportunity. See, tarot will never tell you what to do. That's because we operate in free will. But you're being called to make some sort of judgment act, and I think you're sort of tossing and turning between these two directions. Sometimes the universe throws a judgment call your way. Okay, it's either because what will happen is whatever you decide to do, life will never be the same again. Okay, so it is pretty big. It feels pretty big. Your environment is an Ace of Swords, so you really are seeing something in a very clear light. It's very illuminating. It's almost like the truth serum. All of a sudden, this is in the head space. This is in the thoughts, in the swords energy, which is your energy. Okay, but seeing something in a whole new light. It's all of a sudden like, aha, I see the light. Now you have the hope that you'll get the wish fulfillment here with the Nine of Cups, but I'm interested to see how that would relate to the fears. So we will clarify. But then the outcome of the whole situation in July, I do see you walking away. Okay, so we've got two kind of, this is an independence card. Okay, and the Eight of Cups is walking away from something that no longer serves. So perhaps what you're doing is you're going off in your own direction here, but perhaps you're saying goodbye to this Eight of Wands because it was too much involved with the King of Wands. See, the Eight of Wands can also talk about new passion. It is new passion. So that could be romantic, it could be work. So take it as it resonates. But I want to see, I'm very, very curious now to see what is going on with these cards. So we're going to clarify each of these for you. See, the Eight of Wands, this outcome card over here, it does really talk about, even though you've invested so much into it, and it could be this situation here with the Nine of Wands, because it's just been an upward battle, and sort of just stepping, it's like this, I see this like long, windy staircase up a tower, and once you reach the top of the tower, you're like, well, I'm not sure I want to be here anymore. That's what it's feeling like to me. I feel like it's all kind of connected. Okay. So interesting. Let's see what this Ice High Priestesses, thank you. Okay, working together, working with others. I feel like you're not quite, I think you're picking up on something. So there's something that you're collaborating with other people on, okay? And perhaps it's a situation where, perhaps work related as well, but where you kind of, you've gone back on something that you worked on before, and something kind of doesn't seem right. You're picking up on little hints, and it just does, there seems to be some sort of secrecy involved, and you're not quite sure it, and it's to do with something that you're working on with other people, and that's what you're kind of you're picking up on all these almost like downloads as well, because the High Priestess is, when that energy comes up, you're really using that sort of psychic energy as well, so you're picking up on a lot of stuff. But it feels like the King of Wands is kind of shutting it down very quickly with all of his disruptions, with all, I say he, it could be a her as well, again, a boss type figure, someone who's really like holding the reins of things. It feels like you're sensing that there's something that's not quite right, and it doesn't necessarily need to say it's deceptive, although we'll see whether any of those cards come up. But there's something doesn't seem right. There's secrecy, there's hidden details with regards to working with others, and you're picking up on it, but the King of Wands is kind of stopping you in your tracks for some reason. Okay, King of Wands, please. Knight of Pentacles. So he's just sort of plodding along, carrying on as is. It feels to me like the king, like there's some sort of hidden agenda that you are not quite 100% sure of with regards to the situation. And he's just carrying on as usual. He's pretending as if nothing's wrong, but you're picking up on something else here. It's anything else actually for the King of Wands? Anything else for the King of Wands, please? Two of Wands there. Okay, so he's kind of like, he's plotting on because he's like planning the next move. So perhaps whatever this Ace of Wands was, if it was involved with this King of Wands, this new beginning that you've recently started, and think of it as a passion. So passion project, new business, new home, new relationships, anything new but's really kind of exciting. It feels to me that there's something hidden in what you have to do to make it happen with working with other people. And the King of Wands is just kind of plodding along. He's sort of biding his time because he's kind of waiting. He's looking to take the world, take that globe in hand, or perhaps even take that project somewhere else without you. And it's not so clear cut. Let's go to the King of Coins, please. What is this energy that you're embarking? Because I feel like you are really kind of, your head is down. You've been working hard, making stuff happen, doing all the right things, almost being quite traditional in your manner of like, you know, crossing all the T's, you know, dotting all the I's. King of Coins, Hermit. Okay. And in that energy, you're doing that sort of soul searching about trying to figure out, okay, but is this going to equate? This Ace of Wands, will that give me that long-term sense of security that I need, either within a relationship where I feel that person's going to be with me forever, not want to sort of wait for something better on the horizon, or as it relates to like a passion project, is this actually going to serve me long term? Is it going to bring home the bacon? Is it going to be a very strong platform for me to kind of grow and build and expand from? And I think consciously you really are trying to work this out. It's almost like this was so exciting, but now you kind of implemented it into the ground with the King of Coins. Thinking, is it really though? Is it really? Now, if this relates to somebody else that you're aware of, someone else that's in your mind, in terms of this would be a different person to the King of Wands. If it's somebody else, although it does feel very strong your energy as well, but if it's somebody else, which it can also be, it's someone who who you perhaps are thinking, do I go the distance with this person? And that's what you're doing the soul searching on, because you know that that person is reliable. You know you can rely on yourself, but if you're dealing with somebody else, and it's at the forefront of your mind all the time, then it's you're not quite sure where that's going to go the distance. Let's look at the 9 of Wands, please. Thank you. 8 of Swords. Okay, so you feel a bit trapped in a situation now. It could be that you got caught up in sort of a working situation where you feel trapped now, and all of a sudden you see how different these two cards are. The nine of coins, she's got so much freedom around her, and this person is just feeling trapped. Now this entrapment, it can sometimes feel a little bit like a self-sabotage situation where you might think it's one way but it's a different way, particularly if the High Priestess is trying to give you little hints and clues, but you're being too distracted by the King of Wands to see it clearly. The 8 of Swords here feels like this, you felt like you're a bit sort of stuck in a rut. There's so many stairs on the staircase, and you've been you just keep going, and it's too far to go back down, so you might as well just carry on up, 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 and you can't go anywhere else. You can't jump out of a window. You have to wait till you reach the top of the tower. I do feel that when you reach the top of the tower, you're gonna let it go anyway with that 8 of Cups. Okay, let's go to the Ace of Wands, please. Can we clarify the Ace of Wands? Six of Pentacles. So this was really a gift that came in. It almost felt like it could be a situation where someone gifted something to you, some finance perhaps, to even start this this new project, this new passion, or you had the means. So for example, if you were struggling financially and you've been given some resources as such, it's boosted your self-confidence so that you can believe in the in potential again, in possibilities, and dare to dream again. Okay, so it feels like this Ace of Swords, I'm sorry, oh, that's a Freudian slip. Well, there's the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Wands was something that was kind of an opportunity that was presented to you, and it deserved to fall in your lap. But I'm really drawn to these two. Like, I never really pick up, well, I never really mention this. So we've got two kids over here, all right, and the guy is giving more food to the kid in the yellow than the kid in the blue. And I feel like you might be the kid in the blue, which is the sword color, and the yellow could be the King of Wands, which is the fire color, which is it. So it feels like you might be feeling a little bit left out. It might have been handed out to both of you, and then he's sort of taking the lead, and he's just kind of doing the bare minimum perhaps, but he's actually waiting to plot further and take this. It feels like that world that Two of Wands is holding is this Ace of Wands. Okay, is this idea, and he's kind of waiting for something better, or he's thinking to go forward on his own, maybe take his idea with him, this passion with him. If it's a relationship, it could be a situation where he's kind of like, you know that there's something that you need to work on, but you're just not seeing the work. You're just not seeing the right attitude. It's a bit too much. You're giving more than the other person is giving. That's for sure. 9 of Coins, please. Can we clarify the 9 of Coins? Thank you. The Lovers. Right, so again, we're talking about choice. We're connected with that Judgment card. This is a choice that you have to make, and it's a big one because it's a major arcana. Now, the Lovers talks again about passion. So when you make a choice, it's about choosing your passion, okay? So Lovers card is also about dealing with a choice. So the choice is here. Do you want to go off on your own and become independent? Because the 9 of the Coins has turned up, that tells me that if you do choose to do that, you will be very successful, okay? But I think if you did go off on your own and out of this energy here, away from this King of Wands energy, I feel like you will have a lot of abundance. Let's go to Judgment, please. Justice. There we go. Well, Lady Justice has turned up. She doesn't turn up unless there has been an injustice, okay? So justice really does reveal the judgment call that needs to be made. So perhaps because they're two major arcanas, I have a feeling that this judgment call through justice, maybe even a legal system, but justice is basically talking about where things have been uneven, unfair, and now they're coming right. The scales are balancing. Okay, because they're one major arcana on top of another, I do feel like that this is more imposed on you from the universe. Okay, so even though heading off on your own may be your own choice, but I do feel like this justice with this judgment card is more like where you cannot ignore. You cannot put a blinder on this situation. Yeah, you just need to. It's like you have no choice. As much as you probably wouldn't want to, even though you might be sneakily wanting it, oh, it'd be really nice to do things on my own here, independently of this situation. It feels to me like that could be your choice, but really and truly, the universe is kind of setting it up for you, kind of going, well, actually, now you need to see the light. What light are you seeing with that Ace of Swords? Oh, okay. The same card again, the Wounded Warrior, like over there, Nine of Swords at the bottom over here. Anything else, please? I feel like with this Ace of Swords, you're finally recognizing all around you, particularly with the people that you're working with over here, the people that you're collaborating on, particularly if you had to go back on something as well. You're seeing the light, and the light is that you're not getting anywhere. It's just an upward battle. People are being wounded in terms of like, they're not in any sort of working environment. It's always nice to feel, sure, it's nice to feel appreciated and all the rest of it, but you do want to feel like you're making some sort of progress in what you do. You do need that job satisfaction. And I feel like what you're sort of figuring out, what you're seeing now is the fact that everyone is kind of just a bit worn out with the situation, and you are too. And the sense I'm getting with this is that it's just not getting better. Okay, even though it's a 9, it does mark an ending, but the illumination comes in, well, this just doesn't serve me anymore. Okay, it doesn't serve me to be involved in this situation anymore. If this is a love situation, again, the light is, it wounds me too much. I can see the people around me being wounded by this situation as well, and that's the truth serum that you are receiving. What is this 9 of Cups, please? Strength. So it feels to me like the dream that you have feels I think it's so funny because, I mean, we've got the 9 of Coins, which you going solo here, and the 8 of Cups, which is you sort of walking away. But I feel like you're running towards your dreams. But if it feels to me that you are there's a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fear with regards to, I don't know if I can do it on my own, but when strength turns up, it tells me that you can, and that actually you have more reserves in you than you realize, because already you are feeling quite broken. No, broken is too strong a word. You are already feeling pretty worn out, like, I just don't think I can carry on like this. And so then venturing on by yourself without like support makes it feel even harder, like it would be too much to bear. But because the 9 of Cups has turned up, it is a very good omen, and the strength comes up to say, be brave, be bold, and make it happen. Okay, tame your inner beast. Your inner beast is the fear of going it alone. Okay, so I do feel that if you take a deep breath and you be bold and brave and brazen even, it will serve you very well. 8 of Cups, please. What are you walking away from here? Ooh, Ooh, yes, quite difficult. So this is a four of wands. Four of wands talks about kind of a very stable kind of situation where you know where your money's coming in, you got your house sorted out, you got your lifestyle sorted out, happiness, you know, enjoyment. It could even be like the marriage card. So perhaps you're walking away from a proposal of some sort. Perhaps you were meant to go on holiday and you decided, no, this situation is too much, I don't think I want to go the distance with you. But really and truly, it's about that lifestyle that this all represents, and that's the thing that you're walking away from. And that's why it makes it so scary, because you're like, well, it feels like everything's going to fall apart. But don't forget, you've still got the King of Swords, sorry, the King of Coins in your conscious thoughts at the moment about what do I really want long term. This to me seems a little bit too fast and furious, okay? It could whittle down. It doesn't stand the test of time like the King of Coins would. So it feels to me like you, even though you might have a kind of a rhythm now, a routine, a structure, it's kind of not good enough, right? Because the Eight of Cups, he walks away having invested all of his love and energy and time and money sometimes even into it, but he reaches that point of, you know what, I don't know what's on the horizon, but I know that it's going to be better than this. And if you do walk away, right, from something that you know is not serving you, this wounded energy here, particularly if it's a toxic situation with other people involved, you know that if you walk away towards the Eight of Cups, towards that horizon, you're going to land on your Nine of Cups, which is your wish fulfillment. Okay? So it is a scary move, but it will serve you in the long term. We're going to get an oracle card just to close off this reading. What does Libra need to know for their highest good, please? Deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, be held. So this is going to, I think, because you're feeling quite, I keep going on about wounded. I mean, I don't have like a healing card. I mean, this is obviously a healing card over here. But it could be that the wounds, the situation at work or with a significant other is really kind of so much there's actually causing a little bit of illness. I mean, obviously he's sort of been battered and bruised because he's been at war. But so obviously not only you might be receiving you might be getting headaches, because we've got both blindfold there, which, you know, sometimes when you overwork the eyes you start to get headaches, and we've got this head bandage over there. But it could be that this whole situation has been a lot, and therefore it's maybe causing your immune system to go down a wee bit, and because you're not sleeping as well, and you're feeling like everything is kind of, these big decisions can be quite stressful, and it's like managing this very excitable energy together with this, oh, but I don't really know, and you don't really know which step you're going in, because of the High Priestess makes everything kind of ethereal. And in all that, it can be so turbulent energy that it can cause your defenses to go down, and sometimes you can get a little poorly from it. You know, you might need just a few days just to kind of recoup, regather, take a spa day or have a rest. So it is advising you to have some deep replenishment here. And I feel like that's the thing. If you're able to do that, that's the call here. That's the judgment really for you, as in a calling card. If you can allow yourself some personal time just to regroup your energies, you will be able to resource that strength within you to take the direction in your best favor. So that's all I have for you, Libra. I hope that it resonated, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.